end game, I want to say #1 North America.
Ready to go! Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to another YouTube video here. Interesting one today. We've got the new kid on the block in terms of the arm wrestling world, but the big new kid on the block, of course, big influence coming from Larry Wheels, that is. Larry has recently had an interview, a fantastic little piece with Coach Ray from Voice of Arm Wrestling, and he said some really interesting things there. In particular, wants to be #1 in North America. But without further ado, let's have a look at the interview and break down some of the things that Larry mentions.
Larry Wheels here with Coach Ray telling you to stay strong and love arm wrestling.
Okay. All the uncomfortable questions.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. I'm here with Larry Wheels.
How are you?
Yeah.
Good to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about arm wrestling. Let's start. Where did you get the first interest in arm wrestling?
I want to say it started with Adam. Adam has a big background in arm wrestling. About a lifetime ago. He's an old man now.
Yeah.
And he was our age.
Don't tell him that.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. About a lifetime ago.
Are you filming?
Yeah. Oh, no problem. We'll be done in like 5 minutes.
Sorry.
No problem.
You want to start again?
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
When he was our age, he was really interested in arm wrestling, and that interest hasn't went away. So he was the first one who told me about competitive arm wrestling, and that is how it's really a sport. Because I think most of us, when we first learn about arm wrestling, we think about it doing
bars.
the lunchroom.
Bars
Or lunchroom, and when you're in school as a kid. First few people that I actually gripped up with on the table would be Travis Bajan, Derek Smith, Alex Toproll.
Okay.
These are just a few names. At Expos in the US.
I gotta admit, when Larry just mentioned the first few people he gripped, I remember actually seeing Larry in those videos, particularly against Alex Toproll and Derek Smith, I remember. And it was really interesting. At that time, I remember thinking Larry would probably just come and go and probably be too focused on his powerlifting and his strongman to ever get interested in arm wrestling. So where he's come from and where he is now, it's amazing, and it, oh my goodness, makes people like myself incredibly happy that Larry has become interested in the sport to this degree, because he's someone who just has such a propensity for strength. He's someone that has demonstrable potential in so many ways. He's done it in powerlifting, he's doing it in strongman, he's doing it in strict curls, he's doing it in everything he touches, and the fact that he's now doing it in arm wrestling, that's very exciting. So anyway, I do remember those first few videos that came out and thinking, oh yeah, that's cool to see Larry. We might get him for 1 or 2 events. I never in my wildest dreams thought we were going to have him falling in love with the sport like he is. All right.
And me coming from a background of strength and doing well in my sport, strongman, powerlifting, being at a high level, I expected more out of myself on the table, and that could be seen as ignorant from an arm wrestling perspective, but I thought of it as a strength sport. But as Michael would describe it, the disgust for losing is what keeps me going, because I want to get to a point in my arm wrestling career where I just don't lose all the time. I'm winning more than I'm losing, and right now I'm losing more than I'm winning. Right?
I like what he said there. You can see the mentality straight away from Larry, that he is someone who straight away he's not ashamed of losing. It's actually the fact that he was losing that I think intrigued him most. And for me, that's a certain characteristic that is really part of what makes a champion. You see a lot of people protect themselves from being publicly seen to lose. Okay, this is not Larry. Larry actually was super intrigued by the fact that he was losing. He knew that he was strong, and as he said there, he thought that he would do better. He thought arm wrestling was just simply another strength sport and that he would naturally do really well. And it wasn't until he touched the hands of Derek and Alex Toproll and Travis and he started to realize, hang on, there's way more to it, and went on from there. So interesting stuff.
Right, and it could be because of the opponents I'm selecting. I mean,
100%.
you know, I'm going up against the best in the world right now.
And then it's like, Larry should pull Levon right now. He's ready. Arm community, don't, not now.
Exactly. So I have not been good to my ego, but when I do go up against opponents who aren't a similar skill level as me, you know, opponents who don't have a decade of experience, and, you know, who've dedicated their life to it, people who have maybe 1 to 3 years of experience, I do fairly well.
Yeah.
It's more evenly matched. So no matter who my opponent is, I enjoy it, whether it's the small 70 kg guy from India, Rahul Panikkar, or it's someone as big as Levon. Like, I love arm wrestling, all shapes and sizes, everyone in between, from super experienced and inexperienced. It's just been very addicting, and I haven't seen it to interfere with my strongman goals and my strongman training. So I want to do both. And I have been doing it.
There you go. Your fascinating stuff there that he says it hasn't interfered with his strongman training. That is one of the things that that I think where Larry stands out as a unique human on this planet. He is someone, like we said, we've seen him already go to the top of many different disciplines. Everything he touches, he seems to continuously set PRs. He's someone who is just conditioned, and his body is able to withstand a lot. And you often hear that a lot of people can't take on arm wrestling because it diminishes their other sports. But to hear Larry say that it doesn't diminish his strongman training at all, that's awesome. And it shows you how much of a badass Larry really is.
That's the best answer I have ever heard. Most guys will say, well, it will interfere with this or that. It's like, it's really good that you understand the levels, and that's, you know, the drive, the losing part that keeps you drive. But I would love if you would have like competition in your level, because then it would give you much more motivation. You will see more progress, you know. But I'm a super fan of everyone who wants to make anything bigger, and you're making arm wrestling bigger from outside. It's amazing, just amazing. I'm super happy with that, and also see huge potential. Like I really, when we gripped up, and a lot of arm wrestlers asked me like, is Larry strong? I'm like, yes, Larry is strong. The coordination is the part that's missing. And when someone asks me like, why are these strength athletes interested in arm wrestling, and I always, my theory, and you kind of confirmed it, is that the guys, like if you're strong, you believe you can do everything, and you take grip with someone much smaller, and they just manhandle you. And I like, what happened? How is this? It's and arm wrestling is mix between strength and combat. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that is the same for you. That you're like, how is this not working? Why am I feel I'm stronger, but
exactly. And only after doing it for several months or maybe even weeks do you learn that we are strong, but we're fighting against an arm wrestler who is strong in the areas that we never train. For example, pronating, cupping.
Yeah.
We never do. No strongman, a powerlifter, bodybuilder ever trains pronation or cupping. There's no need to.
Exactly.
So we're actually weak where we need to be strong on the table.
Yeah.
Without having training for it.
Yeah. See, this is the.
I love how self-aware Larry is about this. He's such a humble dude. I'm going to say he's such a humble dude, and clearly a very intelligent guy in the way that he's approaching this. Honestly, if I had to bet on Larry making it all the way to his goal, I think he's actually reasonable odds of doing it. He's taking the right approach.
Like I have heard a lot of explanations from a lot of strength athletes, and no one has said it better than you just did, basically. Because a lot of guys will, well, you know, my biceps is still strong, and you're like, it's not strong in correct position. It's strong, but it's not accessible there. So you just had Levon and Michael. If that match happens, I'm not saying pull the favorite, but how do you see like how that match goes? Can Michael stop Levon, or can Levon push through the King's move?
So
it's again, we're not pulling favorites. It's just how would it look from you?
My completely unbiased opinion would be agreeable with what Travis Bajan said about how Levon will smash Michael the first 2 rounds, and then if Michael can get that to stop the match in the 3rd round, then Michael will win from there on. Okay. Because that's where Michael's strong, and Michael said it best. Michael's not strong in the center. Yeah. Michael's strongest right before getting pinned, draining his opponent, and then going for the win once his opponent doesn't have anything left. So that's how I've seen Michael win most of his best matches. And that's how I see it happening. That's where I see the chance, the opportunity for Michael. I think he'll get flashed in the first 2 rounds. And then that 3rd round, once Levon's power drops a bit, Michael can stop the match, and then I think Michael will win every match after.
Okay. Heard it first. So today we're gonna work on table a little bit.
Absolutely.
More.
Yeah,
we
for
gripped
sure.
up for 2 times. Now, like the things that I saw, I really like because there's a lot we can work on, and it's like not that you're like a lot of people just don't have it. You just cannot access it yet, in my opinion. So whatever your journey is, like what's your journey in arm wrestling? How do you see it? Like you see Levon's and everyone else, and you know that's a long way from home,
sure.
you know. But what would be your aspirations? Some tournaments, some trying amateurs, then going pros a little bit, or something like, or super matches. What would be the scenario for you?
So I have to agree with Michael where I don't like the tournament setup. But for experience, for where I'm at now, I think it's necessary.
It's necessary.
I think it's totally necessary.
Let's start. Yes.
For now.
Yeah.
But end game, I want to say #1 North America.
Okay.
I think that is realistic.
Realistic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ever seeing myself challenge the guys in top 8 and going for that #1 overall in the world spot, I can't see that happening right now.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
can't
we'll
see
have
that.
this conversation in 2 years, and you're like,
Yeah.
I feel I can do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I need to actually get in a tournament,
Have some
earn my
wins.
stripes.
Have some wins, losses.
Yeah, I just need more experience,
Yeah.
and then I can really say, okay, this is where I'm going to end up, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm so new to it. I actually haven't had a single professional match.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a single tournament.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's kind of good that you have no bias in feeding real information to your community, and they see you losing. So when they see you winning, they're like, oh, the game just changed. Because you have no problems of okay, I lost. It's okay. It's okay to lose. This is where you learn.
Absolutely.
So good luck on your journey, and let's get on table.
Thank you, brother. All right, let's get to it. Can't wait.
Wow, look at that. You can see that. I love it from Larry. He sets straight up a very bold ambition. But like I said, Larry's the kind of guy that has proven this in many strength disciplines before. And so to underestimate him would be at your own peril, because when he says he's going for #1 in North America, look at the names that he's going to be chasing down. Michael Todd, Dave Chafee, Jerry Caderet, Devin Larratt, just to name a few. And you say, surely not. But to be honest, I think Larry has everything in line. I think he's got everything he needs to make this actually happen. He's clearly strong enough. He has the body, the physical conditioning, and the capabilities to go on. And the most important ingredient, which I see in him very, very presently, is the desire and the humbleness and just willingness to lose. I think Larry will do this. I think Larry will do it. I think somewhere down the track, maybe 3 to 5 years from now, we will see Larry competing and pushing for the #1 in North America. And if he does that, he's legit in the top 8 in the world at least. And we'll see him featuring in all those sorts of things. So I think it's a fascinating time. If I had to bet on anyone to do it, Larry's the man. And Larry, I wish you all the best. Coach Ray, great interview. And you guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Will Larry make it to #1 in North America? Big call, but I think he can do it.
Yes, that's amazing!